Greetings and welcome, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. It is episode 4. That's right, 4 of the Gem That Rush series. That's right, this is the charity-oriented rushed Town Hall 12 with no heroes. That's right, we don't even have them placed on the battlefield. Yes, it is quite a tough road for this account to try to recover from where it is, but you guys can help. You can support this series by a simple thumbs up. That's right, a like on the video goes a long ways, and we will continue as long as we possibly can. And yes, we will be donating the same amount of money we spend on this account will be donated to charity at the end of every episode. So stay tuned to see which charity gets the donation today and just how far we can get in today's episode, as, well, let's just admit that things are going to be much tougher rating wise with this account. Now, there are many reasons, but of course we have to consider the fact that this account is brand new. This is an account that in the first episode we took from Town Hall 1 to Town Hall 12 in a matter of minutes, and about $300 also, but we got there. And of course, by getting to Town Hall 12, we were left with all level 1 troops and of course no heroes, so it's been a struggle. Now, what we've been doing is obviously using power potions, because without that, I mean, I'm a Town Hall 12. I'm getting matched against all 11s and 12s. I would get crushed. And we're learning quickly that even with the power potion, we have limited troop space because my camps are far from maxed. And without heroes, man, I'm just telling you, it is so much harder. So we're being very selective. So what we're finding is that generally I have to go after bases that are either A, really badly designed, B, really badly rushed, or C, just dead bases. Okay, and preferably all of the above. If you can combine all three of those into one package for Galadon, I will take it. And it's been happening, surprisingly, because, like I call it, the dark underbelly. This is the Town Hall 12 world down in Gold 3 with the Pikachu bases. I don't know why I put this in the video. I just thought it was kind of a cool and unusual base. But yes, you see these weird bases, like players who just don't know the fundamentals of the game, maybe, or I don't know. And obviously, I mean, even dead bases, it means that somebody was playing them relatively recently. Now, I don't know the exact stats for when a base goes dead and exactly how long it's in the queue system before it is removed. I know that I have had accounts that after a while don't get attacked any longer, and that is the case with any account that doesn't get logged onto. But if you don't log on, there's still going to be maybe, I don't know, a couple week period. It could be a month. It could be 3 months. It could be 10 days. I honestly don't know, where you're going to get attacked over and over again, and you're not logging on, and your base isn't being taken out of the queue yet. And of course, those are the bases that we're looking to attack. Those are the ones we want to find. Those dead bases that are going to give us the loot that we need without causing us to fail miserably. And yeah, we learned this the hard way early on in this series. So now we're using balloons and minions right now. So I thought, as long as we can, let's go ahead and try to upgrade balloons and minions, because I don't have an endless number of power potions, right? Obviously, I wish I did. I wish there were a way to get more, because they are extremely valuable to this account. At some point, we are going to need to max out balloons and minions, at least. I mean, I figure that's kind of like the go-to army for farming at this point. I obviously am open to other ideas. We will be using some other Dark Elixir troops, maybe some Barch as well. I've seen some bases, especially dead bases, where Barch would work really, really well and would train more cheaply and more quickly than balloons and minions would. So either way, we'll see. Okay, so yes, we are using some books and some gems to upgrade our balloons and minions. And actually, this is kind of cool. We got the minions maxed out. So after only 4 episodes, we have level 8 minions. So we no longer, oh yeah, there is this issue of spells. Now, I was thinking, yeah, max balloons and minions and we're fine. No, we need to max at least the rage spells, freeze spells, heal spells. I don't even know. Yeah, let's just start to dump some elixir into these. And okay, so it's going to be a little bit longer road and maybe more gems than we anticipated, just to get an attacking army fundamentally sound. And then when we have leftover loot, leftover gold, we're mostly pumping it into upgrading elixir collectors and upgrading Teslas for this amazing defensive base right here that will definitely impress and intimidate attackers from around the world. You guys might not be familiar with this layout, but this is Earth's layout. That is Earth, the #1 player from last season, and he was kind enough to share this with me and the world. This was a video we put out a couple of weeks ago. If you guys want to use it, I'm using it right here, and I'm positive that this base is going to hold up against all sorts of attackers. Maybe if Town Hall 5 finds me, I'll be okay. But there it is. Hey, Power Potion. Power Potion, always buying those. I realize they're 300 gems, but we're going to need them, and then training potions as well. Now, I did decide not to kid myself any longer, and I went ahead and gemmed the rest of the road here, whatever you want to call it, the Gem Juice River, up to this point, because I realize I don't need the Rune of Builder Elixir. I definitely don't need a Book of Heroes or a Rune of Dark Elixir, and we should be able to unlock the bigger season bank on our own, simply just from raiding. But I wanted to go ahead and, man, it took forever. Now, unfortunately, at the same time, not all of these are going ever. So Books of Heroes, not going to be effective, but we will go after Discovery Recovery because, well, you know, Elixir. Anytime we can buy resources like that, and then we've got that, and then there was one more package. Oh, Behold the Gold with the Rune of Gold. We will be passing over Dark Knowledge simply because, yeah, the Dark Elixir would just get bled away, and the Book of Heroes, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could have bought it just for the Dark Elixir to upgrade troops, but we'll see. I think better deals will come along, and I think we have other priorities that we really need to focus on right now, like camp size. Notice I only have 225 army space right now. We've got a long ways to go, even right here, and I'm thinking maybe next episode we should just break down and gem these to max. You know, I mean, it's going to a good cause, right? At least half of it. The matching amount is the 50-50. Well, you know what I'm saying, right? Okay. Let's get on and show you what we're doing here. So remember, training potion and a power potion, and then we get out and raid. And yes, we are very selective about the bases we attack. And I'll just show you. Here's an instance of a pretty rushed Town Hall 12. I mean, that's not that tough of a Town Hall 12. But look at the amount of loot here. Almost 1 million elixir, over 650,000 in gold. Now, normally this is a slightly tougher base that I'd like to hit, and I'm just trying to check out where the sweepers are right here. I have this mental block about never being able to find the second sweeper in a base. I can always find one, and then finding the second one is always a challenge. I don't know why. Let me know if you guys have that problem, or if it's just me. Okay, now, unfortunately for me, this defender did decide that he really wanted to protect his gold and elixir. Everything as far as storage is right in the core of this base, although a lot of it was also on the outside in the pumps and the mines. So this is another instance of where maybe Barch might have been just as effective because most of the loot was around the edges, and I didn't really need to concern myself as much with getting into the core, but we did. And this is that example of, okay, this army with heroes probably would have come close to a 3-star on this base. In fact, executed correctly with a full camp size, I think definitely would have been a 3-star. But yeah, we're still struggling with 225 troop space. And so you see the example that I'm showing here is just the fact that we're leaving over 600,000 in loot behind, and it feels bad. I would much rather get through a base where I can take the vast majority of the loot and not one of these bases. So although we picked up almost 1 million in loot, that's generally the type of base we avoid. This is generally the type of base that we're going to hit. Now you'll notice, if we 3-star this base, the amount of loot will be the same as in that last base. So there is this funny learning curve that I've got here where I have to look at how tough the base is, how much the loot is, and where the loot is to determine whether I'm going to hit the base or next it. And you know, it's been a challenge. It's been actually kind of fun, and I enjoy it. But here's the problem. Are you guys going to enjoy it? I need you to let me know down in the comments. I have a lot of people that are in support of this series, but the attacks are just not. Let's just go ahead and take a look at a couple more bases here. I gotta say, again, it's been really fun to be down here because I'm not used to seeing this as a player. I have 2 accounts that I actively play. One is in Titan 1, the other is in Legend League. So I'm used to seeing maxed out Town Hall 12s or very close to it. And here, all of a sudden, I'm seeing some of the worst bases in the game. I mean, these bases are terrible, and every now and then, they are worth hitting. So here's a dead, rushed, poorly designed 12. So it's the triple play. It's poorly designed, it's dead, it's rushed, and we are going to take it. This time we did drop the siege machine in there simply because there was so much loot. Wanted to make sure we got in there because even a dead base is still going to have wizard towers, Teslas, archer towers, air defenses to deal with, and sometimes heroes. So Town Hall, not an issue. We didn't really need it, but we did take it down, and we do end up grabbing the 3-star and live and learn. I feel like maybe I should not have dropped the Stone Slammer. It's really hard to tell because the Stone Slammer does do a lot of work in this type of raid, but we never lost it. So the good news is, although we don't get the Stone Slammer back in the next raid, we will get to keep the troops that were inside for the next raid. I don't know if you knew that, but yes, so you don't get to keep the Stone Slammer. It obviously was deployed, but through some strange phenomenon, the troops end up back in your clan castle, and of course I use the spell also there, which is something I'm also trying to consider, is when I don't use the Stone Slammer, to not use the CC Rage. So here's an example where we went against a triple play Town Hall 11 base. So triple play means terrible design, dead base, and rushed, and this definitely was, and I decided not to use the siege machine or the CC Rage, and this was certainly the right decision because we extract every last drop, every last coin of loot, and we've saved the clan castle and the spell this time for the very next raid. So that feels like we are learning, and check it out, over 1.4 million in loot that we're going to take over here and finally get a little bit more troop space. So we upgraded camp, and then we're going to upgrade the Teslas with the gold, just because I think still it will be fun if we could start to defend with, you know, troll Teslas protecting the Town Hall. And that's the other question. Do you guys think I should upgrade the Town Hall's Giga Tesla? Should we max it out as part of trolling on defense? I don't know, it's a possibility. Okay, so we used a Rune of Gold, and the point there is we need to try to max out the clan castle and get that additional troop space. So now it's 35, that feels good. Ready for the next episode with that one. And now all of our builders are occupied, and there is our amazing base. I will give you a couple seconds to marvel at that wonder before we move on to the status report, wrapping up today's episode number 4 of Gem That Rush. The total amount spent, well, today we just bought the packages, so it's not a big one, just $14.97, and I realize not a huge charity donation, but they will add up over time, no doubt. And also, I'm trying to do my small part in raising awareness for these organizations. And today's $14.97 went to Autism Speaks. Autism Speaks Incorporated is the largest autism advocacy organization in the United States. It sponsors autism research and conducts awareness and outreach activities aimed at families, governments, and the public. Autism Speaks is a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 2005, and their website is autismspeaks.org. And with that donation today, that brings the total spent and donated to $577.71. Gems spent today were 5,711, lots of 5s and 7s, just over $40 worth of gems. The time spent, still only 2.5 hours total on this account. Our next goals, again, I want to hear your charity suggestions in the comments. And of course, we need to max out those camps because the raids are still just not going that well. We need stronger armies to have more success in farming and getting that loot. As always, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for the likes on the video. Thank you for sticking around all the way to the end of the episode. You're the true #Gallifam. Now get out there, make the best of the rest of your day. Be kind to people, animals, easy on the planet, and I'll see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.